You just wanna? Sorry, I didn't hear the last bit.
I'm going to have to connect you now.
Okay.
So we're going live in a second.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I told you I'll be joined in by a guest from the Netherlands, and she's live on Skype right now. So good morning, Dr. Kerry.
Good morning, Wani. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I should be saying thank you for making our time again this morning after yesterday.
No problem.
Okay, so we're looking at partnerships, and we want to I already mentioned Swimway Africa. So could you tell us, while we're interacting now, what is the mission of Swimway Africa? Of course, my listener knows about the World Fish Migration Day we celebrated last year. So if we have to focus on Swimway Africa, and that concerns Nigeria, what is the mission?
Yeah, so I've been working with a bunch of partners around the world, and our idea is to save rivers in Africa for migratory fish and people. The reason why we want to focus on migratory fish is because they're actually going extinct. Recent studies have showed that more than 76% of the populations have declined since the 1970s. So we really have to act now, and we really have to, make a big difference to migratory fish. And rivers are so important, not only for now, but also for our next generations. People need food. Millions of people depend on food for their survival. Fishery sector needs it for their livelihoods and for the economy. People need clean water for survival. Imagine a life without rivers, without water. And it's not only about that; it's also about having having things that are easily available for people. Nature knows best, and nature knows how to balance and work the system really well. It's much cheaper to start with clean water rather than having expensive water purification techniques. So this is why we want to save rivers in Africa. And this is what this Swimway African initiative is about. And the big idea is to start a movement of local organizations and people working together to save migratory fish from local to global. So we need people, for example, in Nigeria and organizations in Nigeria who are invested in their own regions and country. And that's what we want to do with this Swimway Africa initiative.
Okay, thank you so much. You just mentioned fisheries and livelihoods. Of course, Sustainable Development Goal number 14, talking about life below water, is also key. And that's why it's an SDG on its own. And for us in Nigeria, we the Niger Delta people, I'm from River State. By the way, you're live on radio in River State, Port Harcourt. And one of our major sources of livelihood is fisheries. Okay, and
Yes.
we have been experiencing depletion in stock in the wild. Just a few persons practicing aquaculture. And so we need to save our water bodies, basically. So what are some of the challenges you've been experiencing? What are some of the problems you've discovered in African countries, maybe Nigeria, in terms of, dams that have been abandoned and cause obstruction to migratory fish species?
Yeah, so one of the major focus areas is barriers. So anything that obstructs the movement of migratory fish. Migratory fish need to migrate for their survival, and so there are a multiple number of impacts that these fish have to overcome. And one of them is big dams, of course. And one of the solutions is to build fishways so that the fish can migrate past the big dams. But it's not only big dams. It can also be a number of small dams. Can you imagine a fish trying to migrate, and they have to migrate over 30, 40 different small barriers? It uses a lot of energy for fish. So the small barriers, even for example, a road crossing can have an impact on these fish. And then, of course, we talk about water pollution and for example, the actual physical pollution, the pollution that is in the water that you are working very much on to remove. So thank you, Wani, for your work with that, and of course, the chemicals that are released from the pollutants and that are put into the river systems, those are also in fact problematic for the fish that migrate. And how we know this is that we have on fish, we put telemetry equipment on the fish so that we can evaluate how they move in response to all of these impacts. And there's a lot of work that has been done in Europe, but in Africa, there have been very few studies that have been done to actually show how the fish respond to the pollution and the impacts, the barriers. And so we really have to focus on finding out what is happening actually for the local fish populations in the local regions. So in Nigeria, we still need to do a lot of work in terms of migratory fish behavior and how they respond to all of these different impacts. And that is also one of the reasons why we have this Swimway initiative, because we want to talk with the researchers who have the students, who have the resources, who will be able to then implement these projects and to really work together to have focused ideas and focused strategies for determining what are the important areas that we need to focus on, not only locally, but for the continent as a whole.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so from last year, I'm aware that certain barriers were removed in some places in Europe and America, and we weren't able to do, I don't think we were able to do anyone in Africa. We're looking at partnerships and what people should work in partnerships. How far have you come with that? And what more do we need to do? Who are those that you think you could partner with? Are individuals okay to come work with you?
Yeah, so in terms of removing barriers, removing a dam or removing a weir or improving the connectivity, there has been work done in Africa before. We know of sand parks, that is a nature reserve organization in South Africa. In the Kruger National Park. I don't know if any of you know Kruger National Park. It's a big nature reserve in South Africa. And they have actually been removing dams for many years now. And we only know of them that have really been removing dams for the purposes of restoring rivers in the region. And of course, we do also know that there is the need for people to remove dams from a safety perspective. Dams were built, many years ago, and there is no maintenance being done. So in terms of the safety for people downstream, it's sometimes critical that these fish are these barriers are removed. But the information regarding that is very little. So we need to start talking with government organizations who are involved with this, to try and consolidate how many dams have been removed, and start the conversation of, okay, where can we go from here? In terms of the actual expertise and knowledge for removing dams, it's sometimes not so simple just to say, okay, we're just going to blast the dam wall away. There are many ecological implications of that, and that is, as you said, the Europeans and in the USA, they have been working a lot with this, showing that it can actually be devastating for an ecosystem if you just remove a dam without knowing the consequences. So a dam can have a lot of pollutants at the bottom in the sediments, and if you remove it, all of those pollutants then gets into the water system and can cause a massive impact. So you have to be very careful about that. And that is also one of the reasons why we want to start this network where we can connect the experts that already have a lot of expertise in this with people that want to remove dams in Africa.
Interesting. Okay, so we don't have much time on the program. I'm just going to take your last comments with regards to maybe future plans with Swimway Africa as well as the World Fish Migration Foundation.
Yeah, so basically, with what we have already, we've done quite a lot already. We've developed a network of over 1,000 people, and now we have set up an advisory group where we can really formalize this network and to decide where we're going to go with this. We have a few activities that we want to do. For example, we want to have biannual webinars. We want to develop a map of the migration routes of fish in Africa to find out where the priority areas are. In Nigeria, the question is, how many migratory fish are there? And where are they migrating to? This kind of information we have to have. And we want to then celebrate what people are doing. And we want to start that conversation. And we want to use World Fish Migration Day, which is a one-day global awareness to create, a one-day celebration to create awareness of the importance of migratory fish. So we want to use these days to really show what people are doing and to start the conversation and to share what our strategies are for the coming years. And of course, in Nigeria, we have had amazing support from you, Wani, and from the University of Lagos, who always over the years have participated in World Fish Migration Day, and we hope that we can continue that and get more organizations in Nigeria involved in these activities that we are working on.
Okay, thank you so much. You really it's an eye opener. I'm sure that the listener would understand that it's not just an Afro-Nelly thing now. It's something very important. If we must save our source of livelihood, a major source of livelihood for the Revis people and the Niger Delta area in Nigeria, then we have to all come together and, be a part of the network that you already formed. So I'm going to say thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you, Wani.
Okay. So again, we'll talk more next week with the experts from Africa. Yes.
Sounds
okay.
good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, we have to wrap up the program right now. That was Dr. Kerry from the World Fish Migration Foundation. She's in charge of Swimway Africa. I hope you learned a thing or two. I may not be able to take calls. The top of the hour is another program. And so don't forget that our city must be green, clean, and green. So give a hoot. Don't pollute. You can't go green if you don't live there. By the way, you can follow us via social media handles at My Environment, My Wealth, My Wealth on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram, or visit our website at www.myenvironmentmywealth.com. If you like to partner with us, if you like to join the Swimway Africa Connection with Dr. Kerry, of course, you can also visit the World Fish Migration Foundation website, and also follow them on Twitter at Fish Migration. And you can also reach us via the number 0701-312-6558. Once again, welcome to 2021, and do enjoy the rest of the weekend. Okay, Dr. Kerry, I have to run so much.
Thank you so much. Was that okay?
Yes, it was.
Okay. You satisfied?
Yes, I am.
Great. So are we going to talk again next week?
Oh yes, next week will be more specific with Hello.
Hi. I lost you there.
I had a phone call coming in. That's right. Sorry.
Yes. So you say next week?
Yes, next week. With the other person, so we can do up to 20 minutes for next week. So I'm just going to start in good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so in terms of asking Gordon O'Brien, when would you like that? When would you like him to come and get interviewed?
That he will be live. I prefer to go live on radio.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So do you want him on Friday and Saturday?
Well, if he's available Friday and Saturday, we could take both.
Okay.
Or you could take one and he takes another. How about that?
Okay, we could also arrange that. Yeah. Okay. So and the theme, will it be similar theme?
I think for next week, we'll just talk about fisheries talk, because we're in River State. Would have to look at livelihoods and how people can cope with pollution around the coastline and all of that.
Okay. Yes. I'll let him know. And then is it an idea that I put him in contact with you?
Okay, that's fine. That's
okay.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Wani, have a good day.
Yes, you too.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.